President Moon Jae-in met with Pope Francis at the Vatican on Friday as part of his visit to Rome to attend the G20 Summit over the weekend. When asked to visit North Korea as part of efforts to build peace on the peninsula, the pontiff vowed to make the trip if there's an invitation from the regime. Kim Min-ji has this report.
President Moon Jae-in told Pope Francis that a papal visit to North Korea would bring momentum for peace on the Korean Peninsula, and that's something the South Korean people very much hope will happen. The Blue House said Moon made the suggestion during his 20-minute closed-door one-on-one with the Pope at the Vatican on Friday. In response, Pope Francis was quoted as saying that he would go for peace if North Korea sends an invitation. He called the two Koreas brothers, noting that they share the same language. This was Moon's second meeting with Pope Francis in 3 years. A potential papal visit was also brought up then, with Moon delivering a verbal message from North Korean leader Kim Jong-un inviting him to visit. But a trip never materialized as the peace process stalled, following the abrupt breakdown of the second North Korea-US summit in Hanoi in 2019. Friday's meeting was watched closely amid the continued standstill in the peace process, and with Pyongyang unresponsive to calls for talks. President Moon has said he'll make efforts until the end of his term in May next year to achieve a new order for peace and prosperity on the peninsula through diplomacy and dialogue. Recently, he's been pushing for a symbolic declaration to end the 1950-53 Korean War. Following the closed-door session, the Pope met with the South Korean delegation. To highlight South Korea's efforts for peace, Moon was accompanied to the Vatican by his chiefs for security, foreign affairs, and North Korea affairs. President Moon also gave the Pope a gift, a cross made from old fences from the demilitarized zone that separates the two Koreas. There, Moon said he hopes to see the Pope again, but on the Korean Peninsula.
다음에 꼭 한반도에서 뵙게 되길 바라겠습니다.
Moon also met on Friday with the Vatican Secretary of State Pietro Parolin. No pope has ever visited North Korea, which has no formal diplomatic relations with the Vatican. Although Moon's offer has rekindled the possibility of the first ever papal visit, it will also depend on the response from Pyongyang, which is still under tight quarantine restrictions. Kim Min-ji, Arirang News, the Vatican.